Good morning, everyone. We at College Dunia, today we have Professor Venkatram Reddy with us from SME IIT Jodhpur. He is currently the admissions chair of MBA admissions in SME IIT Jodhpur. So, Professor Venkat holds a MSc and PhD in management from IIT Madras. His primary area of research is behavior change, judgment, and decision making, intelligence, and rationality. Before joining IIT Jodhpur, he worked as a faculty in the organization management area at IIT Delhi. Dr. Venkat's teaching interests lie in the science and practice of behavior change, managerial judgment, and decision making, organizational behavior, and managing human capital. His research articles have been published in various leading journals like Frontiers in Psychology, the Psychologist Manager Journal, and Global Journal of Flexible Systems Management. He has also presented his work in conferences like Quadrennial International Conference on Thinking at Brown University, Annual Meeting of International Human Resource Management at Pennsylvania State University, Pennsylvania, and Annual Meeting of Society for Philosophy and Psychology at University of Austin, Texas, etc. So, sir, thank you so much. We are very glad to have you with us. Thanks for taking time from your busy schedule. So, I would like to ask you a few questions. So, let's begin with that.
Yes, thanks a lot, Sajal, for inviting me. Yeah, please go ahead.
What makes SME IIT Jodhpur different from other management institutes?
Yes, the School of Management and Entrepreneurship is flagship business school as part of the IIT Jodhpur ecosystem. Now, giving a bit of a background about the business schools within the IIT ecosystem, these date back to about early 90s, when the older IITs, including IIT Madras, IIT Bombay, and IIT Delhi, were the foremost of the institutions who started departments of management studies to try and introduce the ideas of management within the broader realm of technology, because IITs are predominantly technology institutes, and eventually these management departments have grown in size, started to offer MBA programs to students through a particular entrance examination, and over time these departments have grown in number. And the latest one, which is the School of Management and Entrepreneurship IIT Jodhpur, began its journey in 2020 with our first MBA batch. Now, one of the reasons why we started the School of Management and Entrepreneurship is to try and understand the current offerings on the MBA program front, and what is the aspect that is missing with these curricula that are offered as part of the MBA programs across institutes like IITs or IIMs in India, is largely the technology focus. So that's something that has been deliberate for us right from the beginning, that what we understand as to how the world is moving right now is a lot of business, a lot of organizations run on technology, including what we are doing right now is being enabled by a technology at the back end. So that's the kind of focus that we said that is something that is missing in all of the MBA programs. And that's where we sort of draw a niche when we design our curriculum. Largely, the curriculum sort of amalgamates both ideas in management and technology. And this sort of leads us to our flagship offering, which we refer to as MBA Technology, which the students can earn as a degree in once they credit a certain select courses in their second year, alongside the traditional MBA degree that they can look at. Now, that's one reason why we believe we are different from the existing management institutes, both within the IITs as well as the Indian Institutes of Management across, which offer MBA programs. So largely our emphasis is on amalgamating ideas within management as well as bring in cutting edge ideas in technology and then deliver to the students on this count. So that's something that we believe differentiates us. Second is also our emphasis, because we are part of IIT, the emphasis on technology comes natural to us. The other bit that is unique to us is about the aspect of the dual degree programs that we offer to all of our students. This particular aspect is something again very unique to the Indian management setting. So what we have is international partnerships with leading US research universities who offer specialized master's programs in various aspects of technology and management. So that's something that we have as part of our offering. Alongside the technology emphasis in the curriculum, we also have strong international footprint, which we make it available for all of our incoming MBA students who choose to go out and specialize in their second year. They can also go out and study abroad and specialize in select streams, which are again cutting edge aspects such as fintech and so on and so forth, and business analytics and so on and so forth. So that's largely how we look at the differentiation part. One is on the curriculum. The second is on the opportunities that the students would have going forward if they would like to specialize. Because this is something that we believe is the way ahead for the MBA programs. So no longer the MBA programs are of the past, which we sort of looked at traditional silos. A lot of these traditional silos are now amalgamated with a whole lot of technology that sort of shapes marketing, finance, and so on and so forth. So we believe specialization is key, and specialization with an amalgamation of technology is very important. And that's where we sort of bring in these two aspects. Yes.
That's great, sir. So second question, how does the program ensure that students are being prepared for the future?
Right. So one, as I said, that given our foundation itself is something very cutting edge, where we are looking at the world as it is changing, and as we believe would change more and more, where there will be an amalgamation of technology in all aspects of life, including the way business organizations function. And that's something, thanks to COVID, we are able to see this, experience it day in and day out as to how technology is enabling this. So to begin with, curriculum is something that we emphasize on, and curriculum with these two dimensions of management technology is what we emphasize on. That we believe positions our students for the future, not just for the current, but also of the future. They will be both, they're basically leaders who blend in management and technology and think about how technologies of the future can change the management practices. So that's something that we believe is coming out of curriculum, and that sort of will prepare our students for the future. Alongside the curriculum part, what we also have is a strong emphasis on industry connect. So something that is unique to us is the idea of that students, when they are looking at and studying in an MBA program, usually they have this timelines of doing a summer internship at the end of first year and a final placement at the end of second year. But what we believe is what stops students from doing industry interactions all through their academic journey. Right? So because that's something that is important for an MBA grad to try and understand the concepts that are taught in the class. Can they actually go out and look at how these are applied in the field when they work with organizations? So to give our students a scope to have continuous interaction with the industry practitioners on different aspects, we have what we refer to as live projects, where the students right from the word go can work with industry practitioners and a faculty mentor to pick up those concepts right from the word go. They don't need to wait for the end of first year to be part of a summer internship to do this. They can do it from the first class itself. So 1 month into the program, you can pick a certain live project with an industry partner, work with the faculty mentor, try and sort of concurrently bring in those concepts to the application part. So that's something that we believe sort of sets us apart from the curriculum, where we have a strong focus on industry interaction. And this is not limited to just final summer placements and final placements, but would be something that they can do all through the 2 years that they are here with us. So this is what we believe. One is the curriculum, the other is the consistent and concurrent industry interaction is what we believe will help our students place themselves better as the changes happen with time.
That's wonderful, sir. That's quite a unique offering that you're providing to the students. So that kind of answers my next question as well. So what opportunities can a student expect to get from the institute?
Yes. So now one of the things that makes IITs a sort of a destination for management education is IITs are largely no longer just technology institutes. So if you look at most of the IITs now have a strong focus on humanities, strong focus on biology and related disciplines. So we are spread out. So IITs of the past were purely technology institutes, but no longer that's the case. We are more moving to a university ecosystem where we have a whole lot of departments, schools on cutting edge topics. So that's again same case with IIT Jodhpur as well. We have a school of artificial intelligence. We have a lot of centers within the school, including Center for Neuroscience, Brain Science, Computational Economics, and so on and so forth. So it's a very rich academic ecosystem where the student can be part of, unlike, let's say, the typical B school culture where you only have B school faculty and B school students talking about different aspects of one particular aspect of, let's say, a knowledge base. But in IIT, you get about 40 odd departments, some thousands of students talking about different aspects. And all of this is what we believe sort of adds to the experience of an MBA student. Right? So instead of being part of a homogeneous group, you're here part of a whole lot of diversity in terms of people, in terms of thought processes and what they do. Not just that, it's also that because IITs are predominantly research institutes, so you also get an opportunity to work with cutting edge researchers and try and understand how do they think about solving problems, how do they think about driving value in the society around. So that sort of is something that sets apart by virtue of you being part of an IIT. Then the next bit is in terms of college life and experiences beyond academics as well. Because you have a diverse student population, and that diverse student population engages in a whole lot of co-curricular and extracurricular activities on a given day, you have a wider ecosystem to showcase your talents, to sort of develop your interests, and so on and so forth. So what we sort of have an edge, which we would believe strongly that no other, let's say, typical management institute would have, is the diversity that we bring to the table by virtue of who we are as an institute. And this diversity is largely on academic diversity. The students can interact, learn from courses that are offered across the institute. So the programs that we have, including the MBA and the MBA Tech programs, allow the students to take courses over and beyond what is mandated to them as part of their own curriculum, to also credit courses from across the institute. So the students can sit in a computer science department offering. They can also sit in an offering by the humanities and social sciences. They can go out and sit out in courses that are offered by, let's say, the centers for brain science and so on and so forth. So that's the kind of richness that the academic settings offer within an IIT. So that's something that we believe is very unique. It creates a whole lot of opportunities for students to learn, choose to learn, and become good at what they would want to. The second aspect is the kind of interactions that they can have on co-curricular and extracurricular fronts. So no longer you're only talking to MBA lot, you talk to undergraduate students across engineering streams, you talk to Masters of Arts students in humanities and social sciences departments, you talk to PhD students working on research topics across the several departments. So the kind of interactions that you have are going to be much more than what you would experience in a typical B school. And adding to that is you become a part of the strong, worldwide, very well-known alumni base of the Pan IIT ecosystem. So that's something that also brings you to not just the connections, the interactions that you would have within the IIT ecosystem while you're here. Once you get out of this ecosystem, you are a part of the larger Pan IIT ecosystem. Wherever you go in the world, whichever careers you choose, you'll always have IIT students of the past making their names there. So that's the kind of connect that you will have, not just within 2 years here, but let's say the kind of connects that you can explore post your graduation are n number, right? So they can pan out in any which way you would want to. So that's something that we believe again is all of these in connections, networks that you build are basically harbingers of opportunity, right? So that's something that sort of is implicit to all of these aspects of the ecosystem.
So I strongly resonate with the point that the blend of multiple fields surely brings out a better output and a much worldly accepted output, let's say.
Yes, certainly. Yes.
Yes, sir. So moving on to my next question. How do you guide your students to survive in such a competitive world?
Right. So my answer to this question would be that survival is more a biological value. So I believe that most of us are by birth, given the kind of biology that we have, we are born to survive. Now, when we try and look at our students and what we want to look at in terms of value is not just survival but more of thriving. So what we mean by this is that survival is more like trying to somehow get through the changes. Here it is more like you're sort of building on those changes, right? So you're no longer disturbed by the fact that there is COVID, there are no virtual classes, there are no physical classes. You need to actually figure out ways to solve this problem. You need to actually thrive in these ecosystems because change is inevitable, right? So today there is a pandemic, tomorrow there is something else, right? So that's something that is beyond our control. So that's something that we believe our students should have as a skill and as an attitude, that they should not be disturbed by changes around. They should be able to quickly adapt to them. In fact, not just adapt to them, but also try and solve for the world outside how to bring in such adaptations. Because management and technology amalgamation basically is about solving problems and trying to see that people sort of buy into those solutions that you have, right? So that's something that we want our students to sort of build over the couple of years that they are here. And the ways to do this is, one is, of course, the kind of academic input that they get. But the second is more on the practice count, right? So as I already insisted, that one is we have a strong live project component where students can go out and bring in some of these ideas that they learn from the class, apply it in different contexts and pick from, sort of learn from the feedback that they receive from the field. The other bit is in our inception itself, we are not just a school of management, we are a school of management and entrepreneurship. So we have a strong focus on entrepreneurship as well. And because we are part of the IIT ecosystem, we also run, some of our faculty also head the technology incubator that is part of the IIT ecosystem. So we have a very strong entrepreneurship focus as well. That's something that we believe, again, is traditionally we tend to have these stereotypes that MBA students are not there to become entrepreneurs, but I think that's no longer the case, right? So any particular student who is wanting to be part of a problem solving exercise, create value, should also look out for building an organization of their own and running an organization of their own, right? Because the skills that you pick up from an MBA program are good enough to do that as well, not just be part of a large organization and create value for somebody else. So the entrepreneurship focus, we believe, also adds to this edge that we want to give to our students and how they can thrive in a world that is not just competitive, that is also rapidly changing, is also to do with the entrepreneurship focus and how they can start thinking about building organizations of their own, trying to get funding, run those organizations. Of course, there will be failures, but nevertheless, it's an experience that will shape your journey, right? Not just seeking out internships, placements, but also try and seek out something more deeper, which is solving problems for the world outside and then creating value based out of it. So that's something that we emphasize, and part of our curriculum also introduces students to entrepreneurship, technology-driven entrepreneurship, and the nuances thereof. And not just that, they can go out and actually work with our incubator here, and this incubator not just is a place only for MBA students, but also the undergraduate students come in with a lot of ideas. They develop products, So some of our MBA students also work with undergraduate students to sort of mentor them to sort of build those organizations right from scratch. So that's again something which is very unique to this ecosystem. So one is the curriculum and its emphasis on management and technology aspects. The second is the constant industry interaction, and the third is this aspect of entrepreneurship, and not just entrepreneurship which is platform focused, but much more deeper technology that comes out of IIT ecosystems, and how do you build business around that. So that's again an exposure that the students get, and we believe an amalgamation of all of this helps them thrive in a world, not just for now, but perhaps for the next 50 years or so.
True, sir. Totally agree to your point here. After all, it's all about making the most out of the 2 years that you're there.
Certainly, yes.
So moving on to my next question. What co-curricular activities are conducted to enhance the skill of students in SME?
Right. So co-curricular activities, and as I've said in the previous answer as well, the IIT ecosystem itself runs a whole host of activities, which are largely to do with out of curriculum. When we talk about co-curricular activities, would be largely industry interaction through live projects, through design projects, through, let's say, summer internships, winter internships, and so on and so forth. So the platform is wide open. It's for the students to sort of seek out these opportunities and make most of it. So the larger IIT ecosystem runs a host of these opportunities. Now, building on that, the school specifically runs again a set of policies that govern all of these activities, which are largely pushing the student to go out and interact with the industry. So whether it is live projects, internships, and so on and so forth. The other aspect is the school runs the typical activities that are there for any B school, including, let's say, the business fest, the events that they can run and conduct on their own to invite students from other B schools and then interact and solve problems. So that's again very strongly embedded into the ecosystem. Then they have their own interest groups that the students run, which is part of the clubs committee ecosystem. And there are a whole host of clubs and committees that they can be part of, actively run, both within the school as well as at the institute level. So what IIT offers is not just the school ecosystem and the clubs committees that you can typically talk about in an MBA spectrum, but you'll also have, let's say, clubs committees which are for broader audience, right? Let's say which you'll have a club or committee for, let's say, for literary events, for quizzing, for, let's say, sports. Choose what you want. There will be some interest group within the larger ecosystem that will tap into your interest. And that's something that we believe by definition gives us that kind of an edge, because we are not just one academic department. We are whole about 40 odd academic units within the institute, which means about a multiplier would be about 400 odd clubs, committees that you can think of. Right? So usually it will be that kind of bit in any of the IITs.
Okay. So coming on to my last question for the interview.
Sure.
So any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students who have appeared for this year's CAT and planning for MBA?
Right. So something that we have been observing as educators, at least in the past 2 years, there's a rapid change. There's a rapid change, not just in the world and how we move around in the world right now, but also how the younger generation is looking at these changes. I personally work with a lot of entrepreneurs, student entrepreneurs, and mentor them and try and tap into their thinking. And usually you see that they are far ahead of your time. And so the kind of ideas, the kind of products that they would want to bring about are something that as a student I would not have thought about, right? Or not just as a student, maybe as a faculty also I might not have these cutting edge ideas. So our sense is that the world is moving far more quickly than what we can sort of bring it to a classroom setup. So that's something that I believe I'll give it to the younger generation for thinking that fast and moving that fast. It's very surprising if you tap into some of these, students, look at the kind of work that they do. It's it's completely beyond us, right? It's completely beyond us in the sense that they're far more ahead. And what makes them far more ahead is their ability to understand technology, right? So something that that we believe is very essential, even for our MBA students, is you need to understand that no longer it is a linear world, right? So it's far more exponential, right? So when you talk about technology, you're talking about in exponential terms. So the scale that you can reach, the kind of audience that you can reach, the scope of the product services that you can build are no longer of the traditional setup, right? So you can, on any given day, you can reach out to about 10 billion people, and it's as easy as it can get, right? But that's not the case, for somebody like me who would have thought about the world in a very different way. Right? So for me to reach, let's say, make one friend to reach 1,000 friends, it would take a lifetime. But today, that's no longer the case, right? So it's just a click of a button, you have 1,000 friends with you, right? So that's the kind of world I think the current youth are in, and they're far better off adapting to these changes than, let's say, the older lot. The other bit is so understanding technology and how it is going to shape the world around is very important, and that's something that we believe not just for our students, but so anyone who is looking at any education. Any kind of skilling should have a strong basis in technology and how this would change with future, because once you know how this is going to change, then you're able to better prepare for such kind of changes. The second bit, which is far more immutable, or which is not going to change, is the ability to be open. Right? So you need to be open-minded, you need to be curious, you need to sort of tap into what are these changes, learn. In this case, the change is predominantly driven by technology, but the attitudes that you should have as a student, or not just as a student, maybe as a faculty or anyone in this world who wants to thrive, is largely to be open-minded, to try and talk to a lot of people, see what is happening, learn from them, seek feedback, and not be talked down by negative feedback. Right? So that's something that we need to sort of look at. Something that our environments might not offer to the best extent possible, but something that we need to attempt. Right? And I see a plenty of it. Right? I see a plenty of students who tap into technology, who understand technology way better than their professors can. The second is I see a lot of students who are far more open-minded, who are looking out and for newer interactions, who are tapping into seeking riskier paths. See, all of that is something I believe is a very positive step, and we hope that it grows. I don't have personally any suggestions, except for the fact that, just get ahead of yourselves, try and reach out to a lot of people, try and tap into the changes worldwide on technology front, and better prepare yourselves to what you would want to do in the next few years.
Thank you so much, sir. That the responses were quite insightful. I am really hopeful that any student who is preparing for CAT or planning to choose an MBA college in the next few months will find it very insightful and it will be very helpful for them. So on behalf of...
Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot. It was great interacting with you, and hope all the best for all of your endeavors as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So on behalf of College Dunia, I would like to thank you for making time from your busy schedule, and really thankful for this insightful session.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir.
Have a nice day.